won't back down. Yeah, I stand my ground.
The guy with
I won't back day, baby.
It's always the guy with the unfaulty equipment that goes, yeah, it's not moving. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
I didn't say
Everything
let's
works
get
for
it
me.
going, but it doesn't look like it's moving.
Let's get ready to crumble.
It's not moving. Let's just get started.
Is it? It's not moving. Let's get started.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what I said, but is it moving?
No.
Okay.
So let's get started.
This is Chris Hansen.
This is TJ Hushmanzada.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
This is Jamie Hudson.
And I need to let y'all know something. You're listening to.
You're listening to.
And you're listening to.
It just makes
This just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Woo! Way better than Chris Hansen.
Seriously.
Some people do this for the love of the game. I think that we just do this so that we can drink on weekdays.
Every day is a day of reckoning? What? Because of a 30-yard pass for a first down, Gus? And he looks me up and down. He goes, you're hella vaccinated up, aren't you?
You know what else is rude? Both of you talking about how you went through a fat phase, and I don't know when I'm going to get out of it.
We're 30 years into this.
Maybe I'm just not applying myself, huh?
The show about conspiracy theories made by former lovers.
They make you want to scream. It just makes sense.
It makes me want to scream, fix your audio. You're on episode 95. Get a mixer.
That's a teaser for season 3. That's the energy we're bringing.
Sportsmanship is way overrated. Winning is what's rated.
What do you think we should do?
Punish him 3 times.
Yeah. It really isn't wise to test me whilst you are about to be punished, Braxton.
This isn't a spoiler, but this punishment so far is the worst of season 3. Absolutely,
This is the worst of season 3.
And
It's okay. I understand Peter, has taken a lot of L's this week. So if this is his one way of trying to reconcile some of that.
I didn't think
This
that we
is-
were going to get into this right away.
this is going to
but we're
make you
getting
feel
into this
better
right
about
away.
what the punishment that you chose. It's not going to make you feel
Right,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
I know, but the thing is that we're going to hash this out, and then I'm going to have the whole podcast, and then I will still feel bad at the end of this. But
Why? He does
because
it's already been. He has said that he's taken the worst punishments as far as like the last 2.5 seasons. But,
Correct,
And
yeah.
this just adds to that.
this does add to it.
This
We're
is
kind
the
of
worst.
back to season 1, I think. Even
This is worse.
on-
The worst
on
one
our
of this
punishment,
season so far.
But before we get into the drama between myself and Braxton, I am very intrigued about this thing on here that says threatening email. And I don't know who put that on.
I
I didn't.
You did?
I did. I'll tell you what happened if you want to get right into it. So
I am very interested. I mean, we have a little bit later start. I am ready to just dive right in because we do have some very interesting topics for our listeners.
Sorry to make
tonight.
you guys watch Duke lose so we can start late.
But welcome to It
Okay.
Just Makes Sense, presented by Boneyard Beer.
And scrimmage.
And scrimmage. That's right. Yeah, so as you know, we are kind of planning my bachelor party right now to go to Montana next year.
Yes.
And about a month or two ago, I had reached out to like a rental company, like a ATV rental company.
Okay.
And they said that they would email me, and I didn't remember getting the email.
Sure.
So I went into my inbox and I searched their company name and didn't find anything. So I thought I would go to the spam. And I didn't find anything, but I was going through my spam folder. And on October 17th, I received an email from one Claudio Lieberman. Does that sound familiar to any of you?
Claudio Lieberman?
He was on Ocean's 11.
Liebman. Claudio Liebman.
No.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously?
No.
Okay.
It does sound like it, though. It could be. The name does. It should.
I
Should
hope
it
not.
sound
Should
familiar?
ring?
No,
Okay.
no. I hope not.
I knew a Claudio in high school. He was a very bad racquetball player, and we were playing doubles, and he stepped back and he hit me in the face with his racket. Had braces at the time, blood everywhere.
Brace face.
Yeah.
Also, it's pronounced Claudio.
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 Okay. Well, I hope never to meet this person and confirm that, because this email is quite threatening. It says,
Montana. Yeah, well.
well, this
Montana.
has nothing to do with Montana. It was just, this is how I found it.
Okay.
I was looking for an email from Montana. I couldn't find it, but in my spam folder, I found this email
Gotcha.
from Claudio Liebman.
Cool.
And it goes, Jesus, do you realize that your love for wanking is going to get you killed? You clearly have not enough manhood. You're just disgusting. I'm disgusted by you. I can't imagine what your mom and dad would experience if they saw you alone with yourself. I don't like to peek, but it wasn't hard to gain access to your webcam and make a clip with you and to clone the contacts from your email account. All your contact list and the whole web is going to look at you in all your glory in 3 days if you don't send me my remuneration, which
Sure.
I have never heard that word.
Remuneration.
It's immunization for like shots.
Yeah. And there is an attachment.
Money paid for worker service.
Yeah.
Remuneration.
He uses big words.
Yeah. And then there is an attachment, and it is taking everything in my control not to click this.
You
email.
haven't
Not
yet?
click that link. You cannot
No.
click that link. You
No,
cannot click that link.
iPhones have a built-in
No,
antivirus.
it doesn't.
You're
No.
fine.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
I'm not going to.
What a convince-
There was a part of me that was like, you know what? I do a fair amount of wanking.
I work from home.
But then I was like, but no, I never do it on my computer. You wouldn't be able to see it through my webcam.
If I was the one,
So
who
there was a half second, so I was like, oh shit.
Like fact check this.
If I was the one who received that email, that guy would have cash in hand right now. That'd be pretty
but
scary.
no, but I mean, like again, like you're not a computer guy.
No, but my shit's out there.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Is your shit out there?
My shit's out there.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
But no,
gosh.
there was a half second where I was like, oh fuck. But then I was like, this was on October 17th. The 3 days has gone.
Yeah.
My shit would have been out there. And I was like, this is obviously just some kind of scam. But
So-
I was concerned for a second.
Okay, so what happens if that is sent out? I mean, like, you know, it just might be awkward at
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
you just go viral and you make money.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
but is anyone gonna be like you just go like I wasn't about to pay this guy $5,000 or whatever it might be?
Yeah, I honestly don't think
surprise.
I would be that like. I mean, it's a federal crime now. It's not that hard to figure out where those types of things come from.
Right.
You know, and so, I mean, I would take the necessary steps to just crush this person, whoever
Right,
did
sure.
it.
But regardless,
But as far as my family goes, I would just go to my family and be like, yeah, I
Uh-huh.
masturbate. I'm sorry you had to see that.
And here's another kind of random thing, right? Because like they have access. Let's just like think about this like very realistically now. This guy thinks that if he in fact did have a video, that like what? It's a picture of you just like laying back with like a double chin, just like staring at a computer.
Yeah,
Like what would it
I don't
be?
know.
I mean, it's just like
I'm-
you
don't
have a
ch-
picture
don't
of
chin
me.
shame him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going
dude,
to
that's
chin
why I have
shame
a
him.
beard, bro.
Just like
I don't have a double
fat
chin.
shamed Pollock guy. What's his name?
David
Pollock.
Oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
apparently fat shamed him earlier tonight. So that's the thing. Like, I mean, just think about that. Like, very, just like, I mean, I guess like, could you have stolen the video that's on the computer and done a side by side? I don't know. So,
I would have replied like, "I fucking dare you.
dare you?
I double
Do
dog dare you."
Do it.
Actually, let me help. How can we make
Yeah,
this faster?
actually, I have a few more videos I'll send over. Probably a better angle.
So we wanted to give our listeners a little bit more details about the live show coming up
Absolutely.
November 29th
November 29th.
at Jimmy's Bar and Grill.
Multnomah Village.
We'll link it. We'll link the address in our bios and in our episodes from 6 to 7 p.m. The live show will go off, but we also have a presenting sponsor
Yes.
for our live show.
Can
Just
confirm.
sponsor. And so Braxton, take it away.
Yes, we will be having a liquor sponsorship that will be there the evening of the show, and it's going to be Fireball.
Bum, 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 bum. That's all I've got.
We're
Yeah.
just
And
we could not show how much of an alcoholic we are and degenerate gamblers by our sponsors.
Yeah, we
It's
have
a beer,
liquor,
liquor, and a
and
sports gambling app.
Well, I think it's very fitting, and they're gonna. I talked to the rep yesterday, and she was very excited. She said that they're gonna have a girl there who's handing out free shots of Fireball. There's gonna be tons of merch. One of us will be wearing a Fireball suit
Not
or
gonna be
jacket or something.
Oh,
Probably
I wonder how
Peter
else
or I. Probably me, because there we go. There we go. That's the song we were humming.
Because I doubt that jacket will be 4X.
No, it's not. I tried it on. It fits me.
You already got it?
He has one of them, and it fits me.
How big is it?
I forget my jacket size, like 42 wide or something. I don't know.
Nice.
42 wide.
Very excited.
But yeah, it's gonna be great, and please come. It's gonna be an event. A lot of people asked if like we're just gonna leave at 7. No, we're gonna stay. It's gonna be a whole evening of fun. The only reason we're stopping at 7 is because there is a Trailblazers game, and we know people want to watch it. We're not.
Dude, we're calling in
we're not-
sick the next
we're
2
not-
days at work.
We're not that full of ourselves where we think people want to watch us more than the Blazers. But it will be a great time. Be there. Jimmy's Sports Bar and Grill, Multnomah Village, Tuesday, November 29th, 6 p.m. Get there early.
6 p.m.
Free Fireball shots.
Yeah,
this is
free Fireball shots.
My wife is very excited about this.
Yes, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great time. Let's pack that place out.
Good time.
Please RSVP at the Applebee's in Clackamas.
Oh my God! I need to tell you about the Applebee's in Clackamas. Actually,
This is not a planned segue, I promise
it
you.
wasn't. No, it's that yesterday I was leaving the gym. This is not like this thing where I just want to tell people that I.
Oh,
went
yeah,
to the gym.
absolutely is. Go ahead.
I was
I
leaving
went to the gym and I drove past
an
Applebee's.
Yeah. So the Planet Fitness I go to is across the street from the Applebee's, right? So I am getting into my car. I'm about to put it into reverse, and I hear this scream, like this holler in my direction. And I look out my window, and there is this guy who is like walking very swiftly towards me. And I roll my window down and I go, "What's up?" And he goes, "Hey, man." Starts immediately telling his pitch, his sob story about how he was actually interviewing to be a cook at the Applebee's across the street and how he needed a ride. He needed me to take him down to the Clackamas Town Center, which if you walk is probably about 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes at top.
That's not bad.
tops. Not bad at all. But then he starts saying like, "Oh, like I need to get to a Max line or something, and I'll give you like $6 or $7, but also says he has no money." I'm just like, there's a bus like right there. And so I had to proceed to lie my face off about why I didn't want to give this guy a ride. I mean, I was like preoccupied. I didn't want to do that. And then like at the end of it, through all of it, he goes, "Man, you lying." And he got really mad at me for no reason. He was the one who came after me. And I felt very attacked.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
That's it. That's the only story. That's the Applebee's thing. But I mean, it was just kind of like, what? And I was lying.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck? Why would you ask him? Would he let a stranger in his car?
Yeah. I did kind of say, like, I don't really do that.
Like, I would have just straight up said, "No, you're not getting in my fucking car."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
don't need
pretty
to come up with a
reasonable to be
story.
like, hey, I have a pretty hard policy on not letting strangers into my car.
I'm like, I don't know you, bro. Like, you're not getting in my car. You can a 15-minute walk. You can do that.
You can do
Yeah,
that.
use those Lamborghinis.
Yeah, you should have hit him with the Lamborghinis comment.
Apparently, all of my lies sounded like lies. So
I
You're
will
not a
say
very
that
good liar.
that was
Walked it right
that was
into
very straight white man of you to be like, I felt attacked.
I did feel attacked. And it was just, and then at that point, I realized, like,
After you said what he said by going, "Man, you lying."
I lied my face off to this guy because I
And then
didn't
he
want to
said
be
I was lying to
a
him.
good Samaritan. Then he accused me of lying, so I felt attacked.
dead.
Yeah.
Excuse me while I wash off my privilege here real quick.
No, I wouldn't have given him a right
yeah, but it was
either.
just
I
like,
want to
you
make
have
that
I
clear.
wouldn't have even lied.
You-
No,
yeah,
I would have been
Get the fuck outta
very,
here.
very honest.
Very much put me in this awkward position where I like have to lie to you, and then you accuse me of lying, and I feel attacked.
Well, at
by
least
it,
you
so-
learn now for the future. You don't have to
So,
lie.
Yeah, just
Just be
say like
honest.
I will not let you into my car.
So,
This
did
is
you
my
say
car, not
you
your
interviewed for the cook job at Applebee's? Well, in the spirit of competition, I also interviewed for that job. We can't be in the same car.
Yeah, I just got that job, bro. Sorry.
And that story, that fucker would have believed. He's like, you know what? You're right. Good luck. You know,
Bye.
hope one of us gets it.
And then on my way home, as I was flipping through the radio stations, I don't know if you guys still do that. I still, from time to time, will flip through a radio
I
station.
love listening to the radio.
It's
in
been
the
a
car.
while.
But now one of the local stations has gone Christmas full time already. It's
Which one?
K103. Of course, it's
Yeah.
K103. The one that plays everywhere.
Such a shitty time. It's too early.
It is
Shut
too
the
early.
fuck up.
You shut up.
It is too early, and
It's
I'm
too
surprised.
early.
I'm
Gives a
surprised to
fuck.
hear you say that because don't you have a Christmas story on our?
Who are you talking to?
Me. He's talking
Yes.
to me. It's not an actual Christmas story. It's talking
Oh.
about the Christmas Christmas story.
Okay, sorry.
The movie.
Which is about Christmas.
Yes. But it was only to say that a Christmas story, like there's this whole like museum and there's a whole block that is devoted to
Okay.
A Christmas Story. It
Okay.
is like a huge tourist attraction just outside of Cleveland. What I was going to say is that whole establishment is up for sale.
Oh.
So all of that, and that's
Don't say.
I do say,
Oh.
and that's coming right as there's another Christmas Story, a Christmaser story. I don't know what the next one is, but there's a sequel to A Christmas Story where the kid is now the adult, and that's coming out here soon. But
I'm sure
So-
we've talked about this before. And again, I think I'm breaking my own rule because I do think it's too early to talk about Christmas, but that's a trash Christmas movie.
it is a trash Christmas
I do not
movie.
get why people like it.
I have.
Christmas Story?
yeah.
I don't think it's trash. I don't think it's great, but I
I
don't
mean,
think
it's
trash.
there's nothing. But anyways,
Yeah, like I mean,
It's way too
it's
early for
so
Christmas.
Uncomfortable.
But here's my
it's
question.
such an uncomfortable movie.
If it's too early for Christmas, why couldn't you wait to bring up that story till after Thanksgiving?
because
is it still
going
gonna
to
be
up
on
for
sale?
this week. I don't know. Like
is it still going
It's
to be
a
on
Christmas
sale?
topic. Why couldn't you wait till after Thanksgiving?
I suppose
it's a real
more or
estate
less
topic.
evergreen.
It
It's
is-
it's a
is
We're
it
a real
really?
estate podcast.
We are, because also it goes into the fact that the Goonies, which is also going to have a sequel, the Goonies house is up for sale in Astoria as well.
Wow.
All right, and that's going for $1.6 million.
Wow.
Make an
Right
offer.
on. So it was more like a combo real estate movie Christmas thing. All right? I wasn't really planning on telling this story about how I felt attacked because I thought that it would more or less go the way that it did. So
Oh, goodness.
so I kind of backed myself into the corner on that one. But
Hey, that's okay.
anyways, A Christmas Story is a trash Christmas movie. It's an uncomfortable one. It doesn't make you feel good at all. Anyways.
I think the thing that I've never had explained to me about this whole is it too early? Like, what is, I guess, what are you gaining by starting Christmas this early?
What are you gaining by rejecting it?
I think
You're
I'm
giving
I'm,
Thanksgiving
yeah,
its
I'm
proper
respecting.
due.
Yeah,
Don't
I
roll
really.
your eyes. Don't,
What?
like,
Thanksgiving?
make America Thanksgiving again, okay?
Oh my God! You would say
I don't know
shit
if I
like
can
that.
back that.
Oh yeah, right
But
off the
I do.
dome.
I
that
do
one-
love
that one's in
Thanksgiving.
beta.
I think
Christmas is a season. Thanksgiving is one day.
But
But-
like,
Who is who? Tell me if there's anybody
What-
that you know that as soon as November 1st hits or after Halloween, they're like, "Oh, it's Thanksgiving around my house
I
now."
would say that Thanksgiving
It's a fucking dinner.
is kind of like a week or two long thing.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I-
Like the plans and the preparations.
Saying
and what
that
we're
that's
doing and who's
fall.
bringing what?
Thanksgiving is one day.
Whatever.
But
I disagree. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that, like, don't jump into it too early.
Yeah,
and here's
I'm-
another, like, in Oregon, sorry to cut you off. Like, in Oregon, we don't have, like, the craziest, like, Christmassy weather either.
Gives
so
a shit.
I do. That's why I don't like it.
I think it just. I like getting into Christmas when it actually like feels like it's Christmas. I still feel like it's fall, and we're still like.
First of all, we didn't have a fall this year.
Yeah, I mean the leaves are still on the tree.
We went straight to winter this year.
But
But also, if
agree with that.
you're going to be right in the middle, and you're like, okay, I don't know if I'm kind of indifferent if Christmas is being celebrated too early, and we need to this whole I can't even say it. Giving Thanksgiving its proper due. It's the most ridiculous sounding shit ever. But why would you go on the side of rejecting it versus just accepting that people are happier when it's Christmas season? If they say, "Oh, it's Christmas season," I'm happier. It's a positive thing.
I think that like you can take. My point is taking it the other way. Why do you reject Thanksgiving? Being like, "Oh, it's just a dinner. It's just a day." It's like, no, there's a whole vibe around it.
That's more of an argument for people that reject Christmas.
But I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not.
It's too early. It's too early.
I'm just saying.
So I'm pointing out that
if you
Thanksgiving
get
is
a
one
whole-
day.
Exactly. So, but you could make the same argument for Christmas.
That's
No,
not
it's-
true. Christmas is a fucking season.
Exactly. That's why they get a whole month.
Dude, there's people that celebrate Christmas as soon as it's September.
Yeah,
I know,
well,
and that's
stores do,
and that's
yeah.
overkill to me. That's all I'm saying. I think that Thanksgiving
Jesus
should.
hating fucks.
No,
Yeah,
no, it's
you're
just
right.
it's like Christmas in July, literally, because that's when they're starting to sell stuff.
Yeah, that's
for
how
it.
big Christmas is.
Wow.
I mean, I love Christmas. I love that we get the whole entire month to celebrate it. But it's like, damn, just throwing Thanksgiving to the wayside. I think Thanksgiving is one of the most underrated holidays.
Yes.
You get
Because-
it's a 4-day weekend guaranteed, and it's surrounded by food and football.
There's not as much marketability, like commercialization or whatever, for Thanksgiving, right? Like, I mean, there's just not.
Because there's no gifts.
Right, and so there's
Butterball
no
makes a
reason,
fuck ton of money.
They do, but there's no reason to like have this holiday in the eyes of consumerism, right?
Yeah,
Other than like the food side.
Miguel,
of it.
how do you feel about that? Just giving into corporate America and consumerism
That's what I'm
and,
saying,
and
is that
buying
they're-
gifts earlier.
That this is
Yeah,
not even
okay.
this is not even a conscious decision on your part.
If I ever
It is
see a
corporate America telling you that you want Christmas earlier, this is not a conscious decision on your part.
Oh, it's not?
It's not.
If I see a wreath on your guys' door, I'm fucking burning it.
You're going to see it the day after Thanksgiving.
I'm burning
or the
it.
weekend
You don't
after
deserve to
Thanksgiving.
have Christmas decorations. Neither of you do.
You are being brainwashed.
Yeah, okay. I can't wait to give you guys a gift and have it be a fucking bomb inside.
Tick, tick, tick.
I love how, like, I don't think I've ever seen you get into this Christmas like this before, but you did say this year that you're going to get heavy into Christmas, and boy, you've committed.
I've never had a house that I've been able to decorate before.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the brightest house in Southwest
I'm going
Portland.
to help.
Okay.
I'm going to help put up those lights, and I'm going to make sure that just one or two are unplugged.
I've changed my mind about you helping.
No,
It'll
I
just drive an
I-
OCD person crazy.
Yeah, I love Christmas. I'm really looking
I
forward
do too.
to it.
I'm going to
I
have
also-
6 Christmas trees in my house.
Well, and also, I feel like when you do it too early, it maybe can take away some of the splendor of the actual day, because you're listening to the music, you're in the vibe for like almost
That's
too
just
long.
a personal opinion. I can have it be Christmas all year long.
This is actually like the Christmas stuff that has happened. Like, I was fine with the advertisements, and I've been seeing holiday recipes and people baking already online on the TikToks, on all of that, and that's fine. That's been fine. It was when I heard the music on the radio already is what got me. So I'm coming around a little bit more.
Are you going to have your
just-
tree up before Thanksgiving?
We haven't decided on a tree. It's mostly because of Mookie.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't think you guys will ever understand it. I think we'll always be on different pages with
Well,
this.
let me ask a few qualifying questions.
No, I'm going to tell you, and it's going to answer it for
Okay,
you.
great.
Because
Perfect.
Christmas is a feeling.
Sure.
Okay.
And there's no such thing growing up for me as fall, winter, spring. There's no snow. There's no white Christmas. There's no Halloween party. That's Day of the Dead. That's when we go to the cemetery and visit our relatives that have passed away. We also don't have Thanksgiving. So when September hits, it's Christmas in the Philippines.
Okay.
And it goes until my birthday. Tree is up in September. It's Christmas for like 5 months.
But I think that you hit the nail on the head. Christmas is a feeling. And I think that I associate those same feelings of family, togetherness, gathering, love with Thanksgiving as well. I think the feeling is probably the same. We probably are looking and yearning for that same feeling.
Yeah, and
it's just a different associative nature.
I'm not against Thanksgiving. Technically, I've celebrated Thanksgiving half of my life.
Yeah.
But that's what I associate with, like, when you're a kid, when you're growing up, it was different.
So in your house now, as an adult, you have, as you mentioned, you have your own house. You're going to go full bore. What are the things in your life that are your declarations to it is now Christmas? You don't have the tree up. You're not sure if you're going to have the tree. Are there other decorations? Are you playing music in the home? Are you cinnamon scented candles? What if I walk into the home is saying, oh, their Christmas switch is on?
We have a wreath.
Okay.
And we have on either end of the TV, we have a Christmas decoration. So it's like like deer and 2 small lit up Christmas trees. And then currently we have a box that's sitting on the dining table filled with lights and a giant inflatable of a reindeer with Santa riding it. That's going to go outside. It's not up yet.
Why are all these inflatables so sexual?
I don't know.
Inflatables are just blowing
I have
air
not
up
found a single inflatable
orifices.
that has nothing to do with anal. So I
Yeah.
jumping on board with
It's
it.
always somebody riding something.
Somebody riding some. Yeah, like the ghosts outside that you guys said were running a train on each other, which I didn't see until you said it, and now I can't unsee it.
I mean, it looks exactly
true.
like
They
it.
do look very excited.
It's a full-on massive orgy out there on Halloween.
Well, if we want to continue to disagree, we need to bring up a disagreement that Braxton and I had.
Go ahead.
Over,
I'm here for it. Let me get some
over
popcorn.
the weekend.
Just
hear it,
pretend I'm
This
not
one
here.
is like not even just a misunderstanding. Like I didn't know that Braxton was in Utah or not. This one came this past Thursday when I got a text message out of the blue from Braxton that says, I'm willing to trade one of my tight ends if you're interested.
I think a good qualifying. He has Darren Waller. Darren Waller was just announced after being injured
On the IR.
for the last 4 weeks that they're going to put him on the IR, which makes sure that he's going to be injured. For the
Right.
next,
And I mean, he's done
nothing.
dick for me this entire
he's done
season
nothing.
anyway. So
I saw that, and I thought, hey, I have 3 tight ends. Maybe I can help this guy out.
Yeah. And so he approaches me and I mean, is willing to trade one of my tight ends is fine. Like that is a good entry point to a conversation, right? And I said, I feel like I can piecemeal my tight ends until the end of the season. You write back, okay, good luck. The way that I perceived that when you sent that was the smuggest thing that I had ever heard.
Yeah, and you can continue this, but I think we're going to run into that same issue where your total belief of your perception keeps dwindling your case in this further and further.
Okay. I said if you had one of the top 5 tight ends, I'd consider. It says, anywhere I look, I see 2 of my 3 guys in the top 10, but whatevs. I'm just trying to help a brother out. Enjoy your piecemeal. Condescending. It's incredibly condescending. Enjoy your piecemeal. I said top 5. He said, like I said, good luck. You're not even offering me anything at this part.
Because I had okay, so now let's take this from my perception. I say, hey, I have 3 good tight ends. I want to get value for them. I don't really need, quote unquote, need a ton. So I'm going to just tell him, hey, I'm willing and open to something. And maybe if he can
So
reciprocate
you did want
that,
something back.
Yeah,
well,
did
that's
want
how a
something
trade
back.
works.
Well, right.
Yeah.
And so that's where I was kind of getting to. And I was saying that, like, the reason why I was doing the piecemeal is because the number 10 guy has 90 fewer points than Travis Kelce.
Okay,
right?
so so from my point of view, and maybe this is why my responses came across as condescending, is you just completely blow me off and be like, oh, I'm a top 5 guy only. I wouldn't even consider taking one of these top 10 guys.
There's just no point.
But if you understand the drop between top 5 and top 10, you understand the drop between top 10 and top 15. And what you're telling me is that you want to go in piecemeal, the best is a top 15 to top 30 guys.
The guy from top 5 to top 10 is the same amount that you're getting off of waivers right now. You're getting guys who are getting you 8 to 12 points every single week.
Which is incredibly hard to get out of tight ends this year.
I feel like I've been doing a good job so far.
Okay, then enjoy. Good luck
then
with that.
Good luck, right? I mean, but that's the thing. And so
I don't understand what's being like, okay, good luck. And I gave you the thumbs up.
But you said, okay, good luck. And you said, like I said, good luck. Like the thing is that you didn't come to this thing to just give me a tight end. You came for a trade. And then you just start liking stuff. And I said, don't do that. And I said, offer me a strong deal. Tell me what you really want and we can talk. You didn't even offer me anything.
Because I was giving you the opportunity to see what you wanted, to choose what kind of offer. I wasn't in the position where I needed anything. I was just saying, hey, I'm open to it. If you feel that you're in a position where you want one of these guys, let me know. And you said no. And I said, okay, good luck.
Okay, before you guys continue, can I from as an innocent bystander looking the outside point of view, here's what I think happened.
Okay.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Braxton came to you with good intentions, I would say, to start. He saw you guys completely have you have different records because he's number 1 in the league and you're kind of trash, like A Christmas Story. And he said, I have a bunch of tight ends that I could move around, and you don't have any that's doing well for you. He didn't necessarily need anyone in your roster. He's not in need of any of them. So he presented you an open offer and said, if you're interested in any of my tight ends, make me an offer. There's not anyone specifically that I'm interested in. And then he presented it, and immediately you went on like attack mode.
Sure.
And you're like, why would you offer me this trash? Like, unless it's Travis Kelce, I don't give a shit.
Like, I mean,
so
to me,
who started the condescension?
You did. Okay.
No.
With you mansplaining to me about the top 5 tight ends and how you don't have the time for anybody else.
I don't think Peter went condescending. I think he went on just defensive mode, like he's not going to be taken advantage of, and he was confused because maybe if you're presenting a trade, you should have.
You're already coming in with a 7-2 record. Oh, I've got one of my tight ends if you want. That's how it came across to me.
Okay, and the first thing I said when you started this whole thing is I said, Pete, I think a lot of times in this story, your downfall is going to be your own perception, your own belief that people are trying to take advantage of you or that you're being condescending. Don't project on me. I was doing what I thought was a nice thing.
Okay, good luck. Like I said, good luck. Enjoy your piecemeal. All of that is incredibly condescending.
And that's how you perceived it. And I'm sorry. Because when I say it in conversation, I say, okay, good luck. Does that sound condescending? I'm saying, okay, good luck.
No.
I have no feeling behind that. I genuinely don't care.
I think the group text with the Fantasy Football League earlier today, proved why Peter responded the way that he did. Because you have lost by scoring a lot, and maybe you took some of that out, but you can't say that you weren't condescending because you can change your tone. You can't, first of all, that can't come across via text, but there was a condescending tone to that text.
Which
where
one?
like he rejected your offer.
Which you didn't even offer me anything.
Because you did kind of come like, I'm number 1 in the league. I can
hand
over shit.
7-2 horse. Do you need this? Like me sitting on my hill. I'll offer you cake for free.
Okay, but how many messages into that was it?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
It was several messages into. It was at least 3-4 back and forth before I'd said the enjoy your piecemeal. And I will admit there was some spice behind the enjoy your piecemeal.
But I mean,
There it is.
even the good,
because
even the
it's
good
like,
luck,
hey, dude.
We were 2 texts
No,
into this.
I
There
swear
was
to
spice
God,
in it.
the good lucks were. I was just honestly trying to end the conversation. I in my mind was like,
not with him.
Why
No way that was gonna happen.
the first good luck I sent you was. I mean, all the good lucks I sent you were sincere. But again, when I came to that message, I sent that message. It was sincere.
Who did you want?
I had no one in mind.
I believe that he didn't want a
I did
particular
not
player
have,
from your roster.
There was no ulterior
I think he
motive.
wanted you to
There
present
was no
someone.
premeditation. I did not. I thought I saw. I have 3 tight ends. David Njoku, although is injured, has been hot. I probably was going to keep him, but Dawson Knox and Greg Dulcich have been top 10 tight ends for like the last 4 weeks, and were projected top 10 must starts coming into this last week. I was willing to give up one of them, and I literally was just like, "Hey, work something out." I figured if you were interested, that you would say, "Okay, well, I can give up this person or whatever," and we would take it from there. I didn't expect to be mansplained to about how I'm only a top 5 tight end guy.
Well, no, like when it comes to that position, like once you get out of top 5, there's like a huge drop off. And the thing is that like you look at the guys that were there, because you had Dulcich, you had Njoku, and you had
Dawson Knox.
Yep. And the guy that I picked up on waivers, Foster Moreau, who was the replacement for, outperformed every single one of your tight ends this week. Which was
how many points did he
proved
get?
My point. He had 14 points.
Okay, so he maybe outperformed Dawson by a half point. And how many times has
And
Foster
Dulcich had 2 points.
How many times has Foster Moreau done that?
But that's the thing. Like, I can piecemeal that.
Okay, enjoy doing that. I don't get if you're so good at it and somebody says,
I'm
"Okay,
not so good at it. I'm
enjoy
3-7
doing
on the year."
it. You don't need me." Why does that piss you off even more?
You guys talk like you don't know each other. I think if you arrive at the fact, the stuff you already know, it's not what's actually happening, it's what Peter's hearing.
Yeah, is what I'm
He
hearing.
needs to hear what he wants to hear.
And that's not my problem.
Yeah, it's a him problem.
It is
Exactly.
probably a
That's
me
the
problem.
whole
It's a him
point
problem.
that I'm trying to make is your perception and the idea that you've created that I'm coming from this place of negativity has created all this drama.
It's like
There-
It literally could have been done with that first. Okay,
it's
good luck.
that fantasy football chat today. What Peter needed to hear after his sob story of losing by scoring the most points was, "Oh, that's too bad, Peter. I totally feel for you." But not one person was going to give you
You
that.
sent me a GIF of the Universal logo that says "No one cares."
That was legendary.
Pretty funny.
I was firing in that.
I knew
group chat. I
exactly
gotta
what
be
it was.
honest.
But what you wanted was the opposite of that. Like, "Oh, I totally feel for you, man," but you're not going to get it
Yeah,
there.
I knew I wasn't going to get the sympathy, but it is funny if we finish off just like the text message here. Just like at the end, I go, "What do you want, Braxton? What do you want?"
Yeah.
is kind of what I was.
Well,
going
and that's
for.
the thing. You don't even go to the end of the message where you go total psychopath and just start sending me all caps messages screaming, "What do you want? What do you want, Braxton? What do you want?" I had to just stop replying because I felt like
did
I was
stop replying.
dealing with somebody
did
from an
stop
insane asylum.
What's your record on fantasy football?
3-7. All right, I lost to you having scored 145.
You're not beating
points.
Edith. I don't know.
And
what you're
he
expecting
and he's like,
I was.
"Oh, I've
I
been
was gonna beat you until A.J. Brown got hurt in the first quarter, and then he just didn't throw to him the rest of the game.
The other funny thing is like, Pete, you've been following sports for a long time, right?
Sure have, yeah.
How often in sports do people feel bad for like the overdog who scores all these points but just doesn't win? But there's the guy who like is gritty and is able to sneak out these close wins, does it any way they can. Who do you think people are going to root for?
Yeah, no one.
Are
feels
you
bad for
claiming
you.
to be that guy?
That's the guy, the image you created of me in that chat. Is that I only win by scoring low points or I get easy matchups? It's like if you're creating a sports story around two teams, you're going to root for the guy who wins the gritty games.
I was more or less saying that your 8-2 is not as dominant as it seems.
It seems like I've dominated 8 out of 10 times.
No, you haven't, though.
A win is what counts.
A win is what counts. What I'm saying is that they're not dominant wins. They are wins.
All I know is there's an 8 in front of a 2, brother.
I'm just saying you have a nice string of luck with the people that you play, and then in my weeks, I run into buzzsaws.
Yeah, it's all. Yep.
My points against is the highest, and my points, whatever.
The best burn from that group chat today was from neither of you. It was from Jera. Jera with
I
a
didn't even want to respond on
screenshot
that
of
one.
the one you scoring 170 and her scoring 168, and not once has she cried about it. Was the biggest burn. That was the best point made right there.
And honestly, I think the worst part of it is that you were like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't get Taylor Swift tickets, so I'm feeling a little stressed."
It was literally as it was happening. There is an interesting correlation, and we can't talk about it on the podcast, but I will give you a behind-the-scenes insight to what was going on prior to the beginning of that conversation.
Okay.
Which helped trigger my response. So.
Well, to put a bow on this, Peter, I'm still have 3 tight ends. So
Also,
if you're
I'm
willing,
in a bit of a pickle this week.
You guys
We'll
are
see.
just stressing yourself out for no reason because
I want to make it very clear.
I want to take the trophy again, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if I had to guess who was going to win, I would put my money on Austin. He's really doing well.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
He is
just
doing
lost-
really well.
He is doing really well.
He
I
just
would
lost
say
his tight end.
And the way that
He's done.
The way that he's been winning this year has
Yeah,
been pretty impressive.
he consistently puts up a lot of points, but
And he carries like 3 kickers.
which is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pete. I mean, I still got 3
Yeah.
tight ends. So if you're willing to calm down a little bit,
Yeah.
and
maybe we can make a deal. But you are also a
Good
bit
luck.
of a stingy dealer. You are tough to bargain with.
Okay.
We made a deal
You don't- that's the other thing. You could have just said, "No, I'm good."
No, I was ready to fight you.
You had to mansplain.
I was
But
ready
if
to
there's
fight you.
anyone in that 10-person league that's going to be a nightmare to deal with, it's both of you. Because you're both paranoid that you always think someone's trying to gain an edge on you because that's what you both do to people. So
I
That's
have
what-
not
that's
felt
what it is.
paranoid in this situation at all.
no, but just in general. Criminals are paranoid about other
Well,
criminals.
I think okay, maybe that's for different reasons for me, but true.
the trophy's not going anywhere, so don't
Okay.
worry about it.
You did mention the fact that we were trying to get Taylor Swift tickets today. which
Taylor
a lot-
Swift she's a fraud.
She may
She's a
be, but
phony.
she's incredibly popular. And I kind of just wanted to see how this whole thing was going to play out because of how popular the tour was supposed to be. She's only playing at NFL arenas and only doing like one show a week from like March until August or something like that. So I just kind of wanted to see how like the shitstorm would go. And so we like signed up for a pre-sale and there were like all these tips and tricks to try and get it. Well, anyways, like apparently Ticketmaster has never tried to do a big world tour, a North American tour with the likes of a Taylor Swift because everything went wrong. Like everyone got kicked out of their queues and everyone they had to delay the West Coast sales from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. after all the people in 10 a.m. were already there and trying to get into their tickets and freaking out. The whole thing was just a mess. And it turned into being like this whole thing where Lindsay and I both bought tickets, actually. I figured
This was bigger news than the election.
it was. I mean, like the way that people, like the vitriol that was going out against Ticketmaster today, because I mean, like, of course this was going to happen. There was no way that this wasn't going to happen, where their site was going to crash and they were going to be able to deal with the demand. And there's people who are already like trying to flip their tickets for like $11,000 a ticket for floor seats. It's just insane. But it was
For somebody who sounds like me when she sings.
Yeah.
I don't sing well is what I'm trying to say.
I'm bad.
I think she's good. She's just annoying.
Yeah.
She's talented.
Yeah.
I think there's no denying that.
She has made a living off of singing as Fran Drescher from The Nanny.
You know who she is?
What?
She has a very annoying voice. Do you not know who the nanny is? Fran Drescher.
Yeah,
the
she
nanny.
has the big hair.
Yeah, but she's known
And
for her
she's from-
voice.
yes. She sounds like a parrot, kind of.
She
It's an annoying analogy.
She reminds me actually of what's her face from Boy Meets World. Do you remember the one who wrote the Shallow Boy song?
No, that's Lauren. Like the song. Oh, just like a I hate boys song.
Yeah, it's like you're shallow.
Yeah,
and then she goes, "Oh yeah, like say that again so that I could write it down for my content."
Because Taylor Swift
need,
gets going, she gets her fuel from like breakups and like hating guys.
She needs that entry point. She needs that start of you're shallow.
I mean, you could argue Adele, same thing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm on the exact same page with her, with Adele.
But I think Adele's incredibly talented, more talented than T Swift. But
okay, sure.
You don't like Adele, do you?
No, I don't like Adele.
I think Adele's voice is better than Taylor Swift. That's like.
I think that's a weird take by you.
Really?
Yeah, especially with your interest in music. It seems like the fact that you don't think she's good at all.
No, because what this does is this has the same cross section of she was super popular and there was that Rolling in the Deep song and everyone loved the Rolling in the Deep song and I actively hated it because everyone loved it.
Yeah,
that's where
you are a hipster like that.
That's where it started. So
you can start telling us about IPAs.
I mean, you should drink RPM from Boneyard.
Hey,
absolutely.
That's a segue and a half, baby.
So,
woo.
Braxton, we're still friends. It's fine. I'm allowing you to be my friend still.
Hey, thanks.
It's a one-sided thing. You are allowed.
Yeah, you're.
I never questioned it.
It's only because I want to see which house we choose for your bachelor party.
And if it's not the one you want, then it's over.
Then it's over. Then I'm out of here.
Also, if this would have gone too far, I mean, do you get taken down from the knot?
I know.
What's happening here?
I don't think that didn't cross my brain. I was like, oh
no.
my gosh, like maybe he's actually.
And you guys can believe this or not. As soon as Peter sent that top 5 tight end message, I knew his energy coming into this, and I knew it wouldn't take very much to keep that spark going and get that flame to ignite to where it really.
I was smoldering.
I knew that on the other side of that phone, he was so bothered, and that brought a smile to my face.
If you take the opposite of that, though, man, do you know how well you can play Peter?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you tell this guy what he wants to fucking hear. You can get him suck your dick for 5 minutes. Hey, Peter, you've done a great job with all of this.
That's kind of how I was going into the situation. I thought I'm gonna, I'll just nice guy it. Because I think Peter expects me to be a manipulative dude in these situations.
And that's exactly what
And so I came into it just being like, hey, I'm willing to offer up any 3 of these guys. You figure out what you think is fair, and we'll go from there.
And
he does have an unfair expectation of like what a nice guy would mean, though, which means, hey, I'll give you my 3 tight ends for absolutely no one at all.
I know.
That's what he would expect.
If you want to give me your tight end, drop him and I'll pick him up on waivers.
No, obviously not.
Yeah. What do you want, Braxton?
Yeah, the all caps messages. Jeez, this guy's off the
Which
edge.
was then shared outside of the podcast group chat.
I know.
It was like, whoa, now we're getting serious.
This was like our Antonio Brown situation where he was sharing text messages that he got from Tom Brady as if like some people were going to side with him after a very reasonable
also,
text from Tom.
As a Peter take, which was like making it about me, I thought I was very disappointed that no one enjoyed my response to that, which was, what about mine and Jordan's back and forth, which was just to post it. I cracked up at that for a long time. I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever done.
I did enjoy that.
And no one addressed it. I mean, that back and forth on a Post-it that I just wrote, I thought was one of the funniest things I've ever done.
I actually did audibly laugh when I read that.
If you don't laugh,
but I couldn't in that moment because
nobody will. I know you had to hold your guns, Pete.
Yep. that I get from Planet Fitness because I go to the gym.
Woo!
Well, anyways, we have gone over on the time to not talk about sports, even though we kind of adjacently talk about it. Next week, I have an incredible tease for you guys. We are going to play a bit of a game, which is a smash or pass situation. How many beers would it take for you? And this is NFL players and coaches who have been gender changed from male to female.
Didn't I send that?
You might have.
I sent that to the Instagram.
Is this a
page.
segment we should do at the live show? Just put...
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
They're
talk
great.
about it.
They're
but
great.
it's either going to be happening next week or at the live show.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. That might
Yeah.
be a good segment.
Definitely in the live show because we want to get the audience involved with that. But I tell you what, it made me question myself because they were
There's some cuties. Joe Burrow.
I do have a projector now, so I could throw a projector onto the wall, and we could have the.
Yeah,
the
I think we could just
audience-
hook into their projector.
Okay, sure.
But we should talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll
Wait till
we'll
you see
table
Tom
it.
Brady.
We're gonna
Table it.
talk.
We'll table it. So
We're in beta.
Master beta.
how many miles do you think it would be to run from here to Jimmy's? Probably about half marathon, not a full marathon. Do you think?
13 miles? Oh, we're in Clackamas.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
It's around the corner.
Yeah. I mean, is it 13 miles out here? I think that sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's about.
So a half marathon.
Yeah. Well, you guys knew exactly what I was doing here, which was going to be talking about the guy who was chain smoking his way through a marathon and ended up running a 3.5 hour marathon
Ripping heaters.
the whole time.
Who says smoking is bad for you?
I never did.
Yeah, he says
It
thinks that
burns the
helps-
bacteria in your system.
thinks that it helps his lungs. And really what it does is that it what does it do? It curbs
makes
your
you-
appetite and it makes your...
Curbs your appetite for sure. That's what I have for breakfast. I rarely eat breakfast. And it just it burns. It builds your immune system. And
Okay.
it burns it flushes out the toxins out of your body.
It also creates this nice tar lining in your lungs to really keep everything held in there.
I don't think that it expands your lungs very well.
No, it keeps them tight.
Yeah.
The only bad
Nice
thing
and
it's ever
tight.
done for me is I used one of my best assets is my lips because of how pillowy it is.
Yeah.
Pillowy lips.
But it used to be
As,
like
I've
as
always
everybody
said that.
knows.
it
Yeah.
used to be like
I've always said that.
pinkish and red, and now it's kind of black because of the cigars. Can you look? That's the only thing.
Yeah.
That's the only negative thing.
The only negative thing about
I will
smoking
say-
unfiltered.
I will say that for somebody who smokes what you do and as heavily as you do, I'm very surprised that you don't have like a serious cough.
Goes in one hole and out the other.
That's how it works, folks.
This little poof.
Basic science.
Basic.
Do you think that you could just up and run a marathon?
No.
Okay. There was a video that I saw where a guy was without any training, I can do a marathon in under, I think he said 5 hours, and he did it in 4 hours and 59 minutes.
The people that say that shit are always in shape.
Yeah, he was generally.
It's
in
not
better
like
shape
fucking.
than-
It's not like some dude who's 290 pounds who just sits at home and watches football all day. It's always somebody who's in shape who I look at him, I'm like, yeah, you can. Yeah.
How far do you think you could run if we all went out tomorrow?
Not good. I would rather ride my bike from Seattle to Portland than run a marathon. There is a Seattle to Portland bike event that's a couple 100 miles that you do in a couple day period. Some people who are really good.
I think you're downplaying that. That is not easy.
No, I know, but I'm saying that I would rather do that because the thing is I have incredibly flat feet, and despite the fact that I'm riding my bike a bunch and all of that, I could probably still go out there and have a 12-minute mile and be able to do a mile or two.
Are you saying
You don't think you could get 2 miles?
Are you saying just running?
What about-
continuously?
Well, yeah, and we could say on a treadmill too, if that's a more forgiving surface or whatever.
At what speed? 6 miles?
I mean, you can change the speed. It could be just like you're running, on a track. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. You just can't stop. Whenever
I could
you
probably
stop,
jog
Can
it.
you walk? Can you run, walk? Or are you saying just
you have to be at least looking like you're
so
jogging.
even like a slow jog?
Yes.
I think I can do a mile, like max, before I die.
Before I going straight to death at that point. No, I could probably get a couple miles in if I'm jogging. If I'm pushing myself, probably not. Despite the fact, again,
Is it bad to think that I think I could easily do like 3 miles?
I don't think 3's unrealistic.
sounds like a great start to a punishment.
Yeah, go run 3
Go
miles.
run 3 miles and we'll time it. It'll be the start of your punishment.
No, I'm good.
Well, it's not up to you at a certain point.
Perfect.
So, not running a marathon. And plus, like, marathon people are worse than people who occasionally go to the gym, like me.
Are they?
They do put lots of stickers on their cars,
All the stickers. Yeah, so many stickers.
which I've never really understood. I've always been like a 1, maybe 2 stickers on your car guy.
I've never had any stickers on my car.
Really?
Ever.
I once had one in my window. It was an Oregon O. Yeah, that was it, though.
Oh, well, it's technically not my car, but my mom's car, which I drove for a long time, had a Nike sticker.
Yeah. I mean,
That was it. But I've never put a sticker on my own car, ever.
yeah. I like a good sticker. Just like I said, one
Putting
or
right
two.
on the bumper.
No, I'm in the window guy, because I don't want a literal bumper sticker.
It's like a real tattoo. It's like a car tattoo.
You know what I think is really cheesy? Those people that put their family, like the stick figure sticker on the back.
Yeah,
Fuck
people
that.
discourage you from doing that.
I kind of
because
want
they-
to do one and have it be me and then like a frog and then a snake and then, just shit that would confuse people.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like super cheesy and fucking nerdy. Oh, we have a family of 25.
Some people like this is probably like a urban legend or a myth or whatever that it's like, oh, if you put that on, that's like a way that people could like find a leaping off point to try and steal your identity.
Or steal your kids.
Yeah, like just like know how many people might
Yeah,
be home or I don't know. something
Well,
weird.
they just know that you have children and follow you home and then go from there.
It's another reason why like I don't generally like to post on social media when I'm on vacation either. It's like because then people would know that I'm not home.
When you say steal your identity from seeing that sticker, I just picture some idiot having like a family of 6 and their password to their fucking bank account is 6 kids. It's like, oh, we figured that out quick.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like I was
3
trying to
boys,
rack
3
my brain
girls.
of exactly how they might be able to.
I
do
don't.
that.
Yeah, I didn't connect the dots on that either, but I
You know.
trust you.
Other sports.
Just
You
might
wanna-
as well rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, maybe we can talk a little bit about Oregon and their self-inflicted wounds, losing to Washington.
What a great night, huh?
Killing a 23-game home winning streak.
To your most hated
just the
rival.
second time in a couple decade period having lost to Washington, both times at home. And at the end of it, it was. You can't say that Oregon lost that game without like giving as much credit to Washington and Michael Penix and what they were able to accomplish. There were a lot of self-inflicted wounds from Oregon. There were coaching mistakes. Dan Lanning owned up to those mistakes. And then the momentum really changed at exactly the wrong time when Bo Nix went out.
Yeah, Miguel and I were talking about this a little bit in the car, and I pretty much you summed up what I was saying as well. I think the hardest part about losses like this is like just seeing that we're really a better team. Washington did play really well, and I think that they won the game and they deserve to have that win. But it's just frustrating to be like, oh, we know we're a better team. We're looking like a better team for most of the game. But there's just these really major mistakes that are being made that are in crucial moments that we can't get back. And the timing, like you said, of Bo Nix coming out for that series could not have been worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a nail in our coffin and really took any hope of momentum or any kind of climb back. And even after that, they did try to claw back, but I mean, it was too little, too late. That's essentially it. I mean, it's a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
I'd say I like that you opened up with that, because the typical Duck fan that I hate would just say, Oregon just fucked up and made a bunch of mistakes and wouldn't give Washington credit. But if you watch that whole game, there were several clutch plays that Washington made.
Yeah.
Specifically that receiver that had 2 clutch passes and the quarterback. I mean, they made plays that could have turned around the whole game, where it would have been a 3-and-out. Oregon takes over. They can't stop Oregon from scoring, but there were some clutch catches that they made.
Yeah, and I think that, again, Washington's run game was actually really solid too.
Leading up to that game, Oregon, I think, has either led the country or is one of the top teams on 4th down conversions.
Yeah.
They were like 15 out of 20, but Washington stopped them a couple times that game, so that was kind of fucking with them. And who knows if they would have converted that if Bo was in there. Either way, it's a positive for. There's a silver lining here for you. You no longer have to get a Bo Nix tattoo on your ass.
That is a silver lining.
I'm sad about it.
But I mean, it really fucking sucks. And I'm sure there's other teams in the Pac-12 that feel this way. Washington, USC, I'm sure is probably going to feel it this year. But I feel it's so fucking frustrating to be like, even if you hate the Ducks, you can't deny that this was a good team. This is a good team that should have beaten Washington, that could have gone far, that maybe could have gone into the national championship. And if it's not Oregon, if it's USC, it's like I just feel like the top 25 rankings just came out. We probably have the most representation in the top 25 of any conference. Half of our conference is in the top 25, and not one of them will make it to the Final Four because we fucking cannibalize ourselves every goddamn year.
Yep. Yeah, so I mean, you have Oregon, USC, UCLA, Utah, Oregon State, Washington.
Yep.
All in the top 25, and none, like you said, with a chance of making it. I mean, USC is like your super dark horse at this
USC
point.
is the only one who has a chance, but I really don't. I think that Oregon or Utah beats USC in that Pac-12 championship game, and that's that.
But let's say that Utah or USC wins a Pac-12 championship. What are the chances they have of making it to the top 4?
That's the thing, is that, so again, Tennessee cannot play in the SEC championship game. They have a very favorable schedule with, who do they have? They have Kentucky and
Florida,
Arkansas, maybe. So they have 2. They're not playing anyone in the top 25. All right. So then LSU was going to go into the SEC championship game against Georgia, likely, and LSU will lose, right? So USC could potentially jump up in there. But the thing is that, they're not going to be able to jump Tennessee or Michigan, no matter what. I mean, if Michigan loses, they're number 5, and then Tennessee's number 4, because Tennessee doesn't have a championship game to play in, so they don't have the risk of losing a game. But then again, if Ohio State loses, then Michigan goes to 2, TCU goes to 3, and Ohio State goes to 4.
So that's a shitty thing for USC, is if you win the Pac-12 championship and then be in the conversation to possibly sneak into the top 4, then it's no longer about your wins. It's about the one loss. And they're going to look at Michigan's loss from Ohio State, Tennessee's loss to Georgia, and USC's loss to
Utah.
And they're going to be left out, even though technically the right thing to do would be to represent another conference that's been pretty strong this year and put them in there. But
that's not gonna
I
happen.
agree. I don't see you jumping Tennessee.
And USC also does lose Travis Dye for the year. I'm assuming that they will find a way to, backfill that position. But
they should be fine.
Paying all that.
But yeah, I mean, like, who knows how much extra USC is being propped up by the Lincoln Riley effect. But Oregon falls all the way to 12 from number 7. So, and then they will have Utah. They're putting them in a 7:30 game, which is...
It's a prime time, baby.
Well, it's a
gonna be
West Coast prime time. It's going to be a great
game.
game. You're talking about a 10:30. If you want to try and make a statement and say, actually, one of us can make a case or whatever, they're essentially saying Utah and Oregon at this point are playing for nothing, and we're going to put them at the 7:30 game because people on the East Coast don't need to see that. They don't need to prove to anyone on the East Coast that they somehow are this viable option or whatever. So that's why I don't think
if it was prime time, we'd be 4:30 again.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Pac-12 after dark at this point, and that's...
But to be honest, as a local fan, it's awesome because 7:30 games are
great for us.
Yeah, you get all day.
Awesome. And it's like, I'm aware and have accepted the fact that we're not going to be in the playoffs, so who gives a shit? Let's fucking play at night. Let's do it, baby.
I do like a good night game.
Especially at Autzen.
What's the weather going to be like? Weather...
Definitely not raining.
Blizzard.
47.
You want to bet on Oregon?
29 in the...
Do I want to bet on Oregon?
Against Utah?
Yeah, maybe. Can you give me a couple of days to grieve?
Fine.
I just need to grieve a little bit.
What's the spread?
I'm definitely not taking points. It's at home. You're in Autzen.
Oregon,
It's like 11 or 7 right now. Oh no, is it 7?
I will tell you. That is at... No. Right now it
3.
is... Has it jumped? Because the initial line was Oregon minus 1.5.
It's Oregon minus 3 right now.
So, initial line was minus 1.5. Now it's at 3. So, there you go.
Okay, then yeah, I guess I'll think about taking it straight up.
Oh, okay. I'll take it.
I'm only betting it straight up. It's at Autzen.
And 3 points is just like a home.
Yeah.
It's just a home thing. So, take the bet. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
How much?
$20.
Is that your best price?
Best and final? Best and final?
I only take top 5 bets.
Screw you. Make it 50.
I looked at her last 10 bets, and 10 to 15 just doesn't cut it.
Oh, my God.
Let's do 30. How about that? $30.
Straight up?
Straight up downtown.
Okay.
30 straight
Deal.
up downtown. Will J.J. Watt be paying off any of those bets? If
JJ, did you not see what he did?
No.
I did, but you can explain.
Someone had tweeted his parlay, which died in the Arizona Rams game. And the guy had a 3-pick that took James Conner anytime touchdown.
I didn't see what the 3 were.
I think James Conner anytime touchdown, another and
then
and
a Cardinals defense.
James Conner, Zach Ertz, and Arizona defense to score a touchdown. And then that play happened where J.J. Watt picked up a fumble and could have easily walked into the end zone, but they called the play dead, which was bullshit. Mm-hmm. He should have walked into the end zone. So the parlay went 2 out of 3, and it was like $10 to win $1,000 because it was sitting pretty high. It was great odds. Mm-hmm. So he had screenshotted that and tweeted it and tagged J.J. Watt and said, man, this really sucks. That was bullshit. You got robbed on that. Can you help a brother out? And J.J. Watt goes, I agree. I did get screwed.
Yeah, you weren't the only one who got screwed out of that.
But he was very sympathetic. He's like, oh, you're not. He didn't say you're not the only one. He's like, yeah, I agree. I got screwed too. DM me your address.
Paid it off.
Paid it off.
Paid it.
I'm gonna start betting him.
I know, that's quite the precedent to set.
I mean, how many messages do you think you're gonna get there, JJ? I'm gonna start betting the Cardinals.
I know. Is someone else gonna start tweeting about their $10 that didn't cash out 135,000 like what happened.
Were you
over the
following
weekend as
that?
well. I was not. No.
It was a $10 huge parlay that had one left at Monday night. So it was $10 to win 135,000, and the last leg was Miles Sanders to rush for 110 yards. So it's $10 to win 135.
Do you know what the payout was before the game started?
What do you mean?
The cash
out, sorry.
Yeah, so they made him, which this was kind of bullshit on. It was FanDuel, I think, and it seemed very low. Which I was gonna ask you what you guys would do, because if I was in his position, I wouldn't have taken the cash out. I would have just hedged.
Right. Yeah.
Because for a $10 bet that pays out 135,000, they sent him they didn't offer him a cash out option. They sent him a direct message saying, one time only. The guys at FanDuel are they had a name for their fucking accounting department. They're like, we are gonna offer you a one-time cash out of $21,000.
Yeah, that's
$21,000. I would have just taken under 110 and put a fuck ton of money on it and hedged that. But he took the cash out.
He did.
For 21K because he was getting a bunch of messages saying he doesn't get enough touches to get 110 yards. He averages like 59 yards per game.
Right. Yeah. And in this game,
he did. I'm pretty sure he didn't get
54.
Yeah. But I just felt like the cash out was really low compared to what
I would have thought
won.
that I even thought that low would be like 24 was what was in my brain.
Well,
but
and you got to
21
think,
worse.
What would the parlay amount have been if he would hit all of those before the Miles Sanders? Like if it got to 100,000, it had to have been at least
like in the 70s or I don't know.
50s?
The craziest shit about the parlay is you look at the last leg that put him in a decision whether to cash out or not, and it's like Miles Sanders 110 yards. That's crazy. You look at all the other picks; they were fucking nuts. It was like Jonathan Taylor to rush for 120, so and so to have 95 yards receiving. I'm like, that's all shit that would scare me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think it would hit. So,
but that's even more to my point though. Like, so if it already was a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and it was how many legs was it? Do you know?
It was double digits. It was
Okay,
like 10 or 11.
Let's say it's 12 legs. If you took that same parlay at 11 legs, I still think you're getting paid out $60,000. So I feel like as FanDuel, you got to at least offer.
FanDuel is fucking baloney.
Fuck FanDuel.
Fuck FanDuel.
Go DraftKings. DraftKings
Seriously.
is way better. And DraftKings, give me some of my money back, man.
And also,
And
you can
scrimmage.
sync your DraftKings with your scrimmage app. You can see all your lines, sync your bets. You can see how your bets are doing. It smart tracks your bets, so it will show you the players that are on those bets playing in the games live. It's an incredible thing.
They have the best odds, too.
Best odds.
You know what's a pretty incredible thing, which I can't quite believe, is the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo has a very odd stat that I'm not sure if you guys saw, that he is 10-2 as a starting quarterback in games in which he does not throw a touchdown.
And has a 200,000 body count. Because who doesn't bang that guy?
No one.
You see him at the Warriors game?
Yeah, oh my gosh, like the cheerleaders were lining up.
They were sweating around
They
him.
sure were.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure they knew that like George Kittle was sitting.
First of all, George Kittle, not best looking guy. He's like the white Sam Cassell.
But with all of that money, probably looks a little
But Christian
bit
McCaffrey is not a bad looking dude.
He's
Christian
just short.
McCaffrey is also dating Olivia Culpo. I don't know if you know that. She's pretty hot.
I'm aware.
But sitting next to Jimmy Garoppolo, Christian McCaffrey looks like a garbage man.
Is Jimmy G that attractive?
Jimmy G's a good looking motherfucker.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think he's really good looking, but is he like, oh
Have
my
you
God,
seen
he's-
his smile?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, pull up his smile.
Yeah, it is.
Pull it up.
We will
Pull it up. Pull it up.
He's a great
Pull it
looking
up.
dude, man. He's a great looking guy.
Pull it up.
Hold on.
Also, as a teaser
Look
for
at that smile.
That
And the
is-
way that
he
his
is-
eyes smile with
Dude.
him.
He is a very
got a
cute.
half a
He's a
chubby.
cute boy.
Wait, hold on.
I got
the
a half
hero
a chubby.
shot. The hero shot. Looking up. Yeah.
I can be your hero, baby.
So,
I mean, as a teaser for the live show, Jimmy G as a woman, I'll tell you what.
come see what Jimmy G looks like as
That looks like a quarterback who is being carried by his defense.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not taking a lot of hits on
He
those
has
teeth.
a great smile.
A lot of handoffs.
Lot of handoffs.
The best thing I saw about him is he's the guy who participates in the group project and just gets an A without doing anything.
Yeah, because everybody's just like, God damn it, Jimmy.
Yeah, just, you've got it. You're
All
fine.
right.
Yeah.
Get us some Capri Suns. We'll do the work. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
Well, the game of the week was obviously the Vikings and
The Browns losing by 22.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck the Browns.
I know, dude.
Did the spread alternate screw
Yeah,
you over
me
again?
too.
One game.
Me too.
Because, like,
What did you need it at?
but can I really blame them? It's my own fault. Why did I take them? Because we always say you don't know what you're going to get out of them. You bet them against the Patriots. They get blown out at home.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, wait.
And then they dog walk the
Since
Bengals.
he can cover 7.5 against the Browns, and then they fucking murder them.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how big of a gap can they really have in this game? And then get blown out. I mean, I had that at Browns plus 13.5.
I had him plus 16.5.
Dang. Still didn't work.
I'm never betting them again.
Well, I heard actually there's somebody in the organization who listens to the podcast, and actually they tell the team which way you're betting them every week, and then they make sure to do the opposite. It's actually all a big grand scheme of collusion.
I started to like the Browns a little bit when Baker left. And now I'm back to the
Can't
same.
do it.
Just wait till Deshaun comes back. It's gonna be a whole new world.
I
You're
want
gonna love
him.
him.
I want
You're
to
gonna
like
love
him a
him.
lot when Deshaun
Yeah.
comes back. He's active, baby.
Do you need a quarterback?
Did you pick him up?
Yes, I did.
Oh no, nice, nice.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And now I have Tua on a bye,
and you have no morals, obviously. So
that's true.
Peter wanted the satisfaction of picking up the Michael Thomases and the DeAndre Hopkins.
I
and
also
the
picked
Deshaun
up
Watson
Odell
to see if
Beckham
they'll
Jr.
see if they'll pan out.
I know
And Kadarius Toney
half of his bench is inactive.
is inactive, exactly. So maybe I will pick up Kirk Cousins after how he's been performing. Actually, probably Justin Fields is better at this point, but who knows? The game of the week, the Bills and the Vikings. Vikings coming back and winning that game. I did want to kind of go through some of the radio calls because I love radio calls.
Yeah.
From the Vikings game. That catch that Justin Jefferson had,
Holy shit!
probably the best catch I've ever seen.
What a guy.
On 4th and 18, no less, with 1 minute and 59 seconds to go. Here is the call on KFAN in Minneapolis.
25 yards from the line of scrimmage. Kirk back to pass. He's going to heave one to JJ to the right. Jefferson leaps to catch it, and he caught it at the Bills 40. What a grab! Are you kidding me with that catch, JJ? 1st and 10 Vikings from the 17. Here's Cousins with a pass over the middle. Caught by Jefferson at the 3, and he paid for it.
It was honestly like he was playing defensive back because the DB, it was thrown perfectly to him.
Yeah.
He had a little jump off the ground. It was perfectly in both of his hands. And Justin Jefferson just reached his paw up behind it and ripped that
Dude got
motherfucker out.
strong hands. He's got strong hands.
Well, and he was
Absolutely
like
incredible.
fully extended. Like that's a weak point to be able to pull that out from a grown man who has two. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People immediately started comparing like which catch is better, like Odell's signature catch or
Yeah.
that one. And by no means would I ever take Odell Beckham Jr. over Justin Jefferson, even with 2 years in the league. I think Justin Jefferson's a way better receiver
Yeah.
than him. But Odell's catch was for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And I have to.
It was a
I
bigger
have to take
situation,
that. That was
too.
huge.
Yeah, and it was probably, I mean, it was probably just as well defended. The guy was right on. It was a PI.
It was a PI.
So
And the fact that he did that, stretched out like that, and kept his entire body in bounds as there was a PI and scored a touchdown, that catch will forever.
I know it's going to be hard.
One of the top.
It's unfortunate that drive didn't end with a touchdown because Kirk Cousins gets stopped on 4th and literal inch at the goal line. So it looks like the Bills are going to win this game. There's 49 seconds to go. All Josh Allen needs to do is use his big body and get it out of the end zone a little bit, and then the game is over. That's not what happened.
First down from the goal stripe for the Bills. Josh Allen puts Gabe Davis in motion, and Davis is behind Allen, and he tried to push him. He didn't get out of there.
He didn't get out.
He did not get out. That's a safety. Give it to us. Give us a safety.
What's taking so long?
Oh, the ball came out.
Down.
Yes, the Vikings.
Kidding me?
The Vikings are going to win.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, drop that ball, Josh Allen.
That ball came loose.
It's really hard
Holy
to separate
cow.
being a fan and having an unbiased opinion.
I mean, that's why being a radio announcer is probably one of the better. You probably don't get paid as well, but it's one of the better gigs because you don't have to be unbiased.
Yeah, you can be.
That's
so
Milwaukee.
not objective.
That's Minnesota radio, and so that's what the fans want to hear.
Yeah, and this is the final call here with the interception by Patrick Patterson.
Good for him.
Allen back to pass in the pocket to the end zone. Yes! Intercepted by Patrick Peterson! And he slides down! And the Minnesota Vikings are
Did you see old Ric Flair for good measure? That's awesome.
I'm not controlling myself today.
That's awesome. No, that was an electric game. There were multiple times where I was just sitting there silent with my jaw on the floor.
Yeah. Plus, listening to that call, can you imagine driving around Minneapolis and just listening to that call?
How many car crashes occurred at that same time?
Seriously.
Do you think from that game, specifically from that game, did you see flashes of Josh Allen just being too cocky?
I think
making some play and I think this is easier to see if you're looking for something wrong and you're not a Bills fan. But I think he's, things are going really well for Buffalo and for him, especially this season. And there were a couple plays where I'm like, this is like a
little bit of old Josh Allen here.
Well, no, it's like a pushed by the new environment around him. Like, man, we're killing it, and I can't be stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing that pick or some of the runs that he made, some of the decisions that he made. I don't know. You have to find a reason to dislike Josh Allen because he's such a likable guy. But Stephon Diggs is making them, for me, my own opinion, is making them really unlikable.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I haven't heard a lot of what Stephon has done or said. But I agree with you, but for a different reason. I think there's points where Josh Allen gets too confident and he makes dumb decisions like we have seen in previous years. Like him diving and trying to punch that ball out in the end or trying to force the ball where he shouldn't. I think that's him getting too confident and reverting back to his older habits of being too confident, being like, oh, I can just sling it. I just got to get it there. I just got to make it happen, instead of just kind of taking a deep breath, relaxing, and be like, hey, let's be mature. Maturity and keeping my head on straight is what's gotten us here. Don't just wall out.
Or longevity. I mean, you're the franchise quarterback now. The dude's not sliding. He is going there head first, shoulder first.
Hurdling people.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
take care of yourself.
I
You
know.
got a lot of years that you should have left.
And then that one loss, what it did was it actually put you into third place in the division.
But damn, it looks like that whole division's going to go to the playoffs.
They sure might.
It looks like both East divisions might go to the playoffs. If the what are their fucking names now? The Commanders can win a few more games.
Commanders get Chase Young back too.
Well, and I mean, so then that begs the question again. Taylor Heinicke has now just knocked off the undefeated Eagles, and he's 10-9 as a quarterback.
He deserves it.
Right. Like, I mean, is there anyone sitting here that thinks that Carson Wentz should come back and play?
No.
No.
I like Carson Wentz, but you hear that interview after the game, after they beat the Eagles last night?
No.
I mean, Heinicke is a fucking
Yeah,
stand-up dude. She straight up asked him, "Hey, Carson is coming back. Do you?" And she put him on the spot. She did. "Do you feel like after how you've performed and beating the undefeated Eagles, you feel like you deserve the spot?" And he's like, "That's not for me to decide. That's for them to decide. I just suit up, and I'm just ready when my number is called. I'm just happy for Carson, and I will be there to back him up."
Yeah.
I mean, that
that
guy.
That sounds like a guy who knows that he's
I
going to be
will
the
play
starter.
that fucking guy.
Yeah.
I'll play him.
And I mean, like hushing the Eagles crowd and having that like swagger as well.
He threw some dimes last night.
Yeah.
So
well,
dimes.
and there's no doubt about it. Taylor Heinicke is goddamn fun to watch.
Well, yeah, and I mean, he had that interception that like when they were dinking and dunking most of the night, and then he has that interception kind of towards the end of the game. Didn't make much sense, but again, you kind of think about like game manager type of a guy that you just think this is someone I don't really feel like is going to lose me football games the way that Carson Wentz gives you that feeling all the time. So
the one Heinicke move last night is he threw some dimes. He also has the Brett Favre tendency of just launching it.
Yeah.
And that's what could kill him. But what won
That's why he wears number 4, by the way. He's a big Favre
is
guy.
he?
Yeah.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
But the play that won the game is his LeBron flop on that not unnecessary roughness on the Eagles, and he straight up he felt the arm around his waist, and he's like, "I'm just gonna slam on the fucking turf real quick."
He goes, "They made a little mistake right there." So
another fun fact, real quick, about Taylor Heinicke. Have we talked about the shoes?
Not on the podcast. I mean, I've talked about it before.
But yeah, just fun fact. Every time he beats a team, he gets a pair of Jordans in the team colors. And when he beat the Green Bay Packers, who he grew up as a fan of, he loved watching Brett Favre, he got the Oregon Jordan 3s.
Yeah, and then this one, they revealed the ones that he got had kind of the Kelly green. It's mostly white with like kind of that Kelly green on the top.
Did you see the footage of the plane heading back to Washington?
Yeah, I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like that.
You didn't like the beer?
I mean, the beer is fine. Giving him all the chains and doing
like
the Kirk Cousins thing.
and the Vikings player was like, "Don't try to be like us."
Yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with him.
It would have been funny.
Find your own shtick. Do your own fucking thing.
If it was just stripped down and it didn't have the chains, that would have been probably even better.
Well, and it's like the dude's sitting there just watching film, slamming a Busch Light. Like, that's funny enough.
Yeah.
Like
in a makeshift cooler that you made.
Exactly.
It's funny. Okay, so there's a couple other quarterback controversies. It was interesting that Jeff Saturday rolled out Matt Ryan.
Seemed to work out
the
for
Raiders. Yeah, I mean, that one seemed to work out.
Didn't he have the longest
rush of his entire
39
career?
yards or something? I thought he was going to die.
He would have, yeah. So it's the longest run of his career. I think that he had more. This could be wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. That I think that he had more rushing yards in that one run than he has had in his entire career. That could be wrong.
It's right.
There's also,
is that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
There's also a list of players this season that he has outrushed from that one run. And it had like Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon,
probably
longest run
of the season. Like the only people that weren't on that list were like Dalvin Cook and like Jonathan Taylor,
Nick
Derrick
Chubb.
Henry. But there are a shit ton of people on that list.
Yeah. I don't care what the Colts do. They'll probably keep Matt Ryan in, but it's weird how like Jim Irsay tweeted out this really weird victory lap where at the end of it he asked people, "Who you crapping?" You see this tweet?
No, but I love it.
You crapping?
I love it.
I don't even know what that means.
I love it.
Jim Irsay. He decided to do a nice little victory lap on just the one game again, right? What does he say?
Who you crapping?
He tweets a lot. Hold on.
This guy,
maybe okay.
This
So
is an old dude, right?
If he's doing like an edited, like who you shitting?
Yeah.
Who are you kidding?
Yeah. All you critics, you criticize all of us in the NFL for losing. When we make moves to win, You wax so righteous. Who you crapping? Just win,
Okay,
baby.
so who you shitting? Who you trying to kid?
Who you crapping?
But I do love that.
I'm I'm happy for Jeff Saturday. The best part about this is the Raiders just can't find a way to win. And I'm not a big Derek Carr fan. I am not a Derek Carr fan at all. I'm actually a huge fan of his brother because I've always thought his brother was miles better than him.
David?
He's so much better. Like, that guy was a fucking good quarterback. Just
drafted to the Texans.
Was never in a good situation.
Yeah.
He just never was in a good situation. But Derek Carr, that post-game interview, crying, being all emotional, did you see that?
I did.
He's like, I'm just so, like, yeah, he's like, I dislike him the same way I dislike Tim Tebow in college. You know, like the really good guy who doesn't curse, very Jesus-y and
wears
Christian.
eyeliner.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm just so pissed off.
Wear.
It makes me dislike Derek
Really?
Carr.
You don't like that kind of like vulnerability?
No, I don't buy it. I don't think it's...
Especially...
You don't think it's genuine?
I don't think it's genuine.
Well, especially when you could blame your coach and get that guy fired.
And even if it was genuine, like, you're not good.
I mean,
he's good.
Pretty good.
Is he? They're 2-6. You have Devontae Adams. You
mean,
shouldn't be 2-6.
But do you really think it like
It
nobody?
lost a lot of late leads.
Nobody thinks it's his fault. Like which
is weird to me because to me, Derek Carr is the factor. He's the main factor, main reason why they don't do as well as they could.
I mean, their defense is dog shit.
There's a lot of NFL teams with defense is dog shit. You replace Derek Carr, I guarantee you they'll be 500.
But
at least
that's a lot of their games they've produced offensively, but their defense can't get a stop. They're, like Pete said, they're getting points on the board and they're getting these late losses because their defense can't hold them.
I think they've
this is coming
fourth quarter leads.
Yeah, and this is coming across as like I'm a huge Derek Carr guy. I'm not. But I will say that the Ravens are the
Raiders.
The Raiders are by far the worst like good team. Because if you look at them across the board, you would think that they're good, but they're absolute dog shit.
I mean, it's been nice to see
Carr's dog shit.
Josh Jacobs have a bit of a resurgence this year, especially in a contract year.
Yeah.
So the other one, I don't know if it's a controversy so much as it should be a controversy, which is Colt McCoy should just be the quarterback of the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
I mean, like,
if you're a Cardinals fan,
that's not going to happen.
It won't happen. No, yeah, but he should be.
If you're a Cards fan, you're less stressed when Colt McCoy's behind center.
Yeah.
Because even not as an AZ fan, when Kyler Murray's back there, you just don't know what the fuck he's going to do.
You are just high.
You're holding your breath.
Yeah,
not the same way that you would hold your breath for like the USC Reggie Bush days. That's holding your breath in a good way. Like, this guy's about to rip apart a fucking massive run.
Yeah,
when you hold
like,
your breath for Kyler Murray,
next?
it's like, is he going to throw a pick
No,
or
no.
fumble?
Yes. No. Yes. And then that's how your entire...
he doesn't seem like a good teammate. He'll fuck up and then come back on the sideline and try to find
and
somebody
start
to blame.
yelling at people.
I have a theory that I think I'm confident now to put it out into the world. I think that half the reason that people think that Kyler Murray is good have just seen him like juke people in the open field, because it's one of the nastiest jukes out there. You got to admit, when he's coming
shifty.
out
He's
and
shifty.
it's just one-on-one with him and a safety or linebacker, it's like, oh yeah, Kyler's got this dude, and he makes him just look like a goddamn fool. And that's so fun to watch that it's like, you know what, we'll forget about it.
What are the chances that, maybe Arizona saw, and maybe my timeline is messed up here, but Arizona saw what Seattle did with Russell Wilson and said, okay, fine, we'll give you this deal, then we'll give you this favorable contract for the purposes of, if this doesn't work in a year, let's just move you at this point.
I don't think they're there with Kyler. I think
you don't think they are.
He still has their full trust. But I agree, he's very shifty, and those jukes are sick. But
he's hurt again.
But you see him run, like there's no part of you outside of the juke that gets excited when he runs, because he fucking holds the ball right here, where you could
that is the loosest
you could get him
ball
to
out
fumble
there.
by just like a quick fucking he doesn't protect it.
He does not protect that ball.
Put Colt McCoy back there.
He deserves it.
Looking at Week 11 ahead, Thursday Night Football, Titans-Packers could be compelling enough. The Packers, fresh off of a win over the Cowboys after Aaron Rodgers was screaming at Matt LaFleur on the sideline. He went to little.
Shout out to Walsh, by the way. I did apologize to him for questioning his Green Bay
Right.
choice in the teaser.
Was Green Bay plus 15 or something like that?
Plus 17.5.
Yeah, I didn't
and I
even
had
like
messaged
that.
him. I'm like, hey, you really feel good about this?
Are you sure?
He's like, yes. And then he placed another one where he took that bet off and replaced it with Seattle 15.5. So Walsh actually hit 2 teasers.
Nice.
I only took one of them. I took the Green Bay one. And he's looking like a genius right now because he's 1 win away from cashing in a massive bet on the Vikings' future over 8.5 wins.
Oh, snap.
He just needs 1 more.
Nice. Nice.
Good for him.
Did P-Lunt have any good reactions from that game?
I was thinking about that, and no.
Boo.
I'm gonna have to hit up his wife and be like, "Hey, we need
you to start filming this guy.
because we know that the Vikings are probably gonna lose in the next couple weeks.
Probably.
And
potentially,
we need that.
Potentially this week, the Vikings have the Cowboys. They will be at home. They do have that.
Not with Dak playing. Vikings will win though.
Chiefs Chargers, another interesting matchup.
Is it?
Why wouldn't it be?
Division.
Because the Chiefs
Sunday Night
will
Football?
run all over them. They will
Potentially.
murder them.
The Chargers have such a home field advantage in LA.
They do.
It's one of the best. Outside of that, I'm kind of looking up and down. Bills, Browns, still no Watson.
The Browns are gonna cover somehow.
Somehow they will.
God damn it.
Don't
include
Patriots,
him on your
Jets will be another good one, but that's at home. And Bill Belichick never loses to the Jets. So,
Except for earlier this year.
Broncos, Raiders. Woohoo.
Wow.
Wow.
Tell me that's not prime time.
No, it's
No, they can start flexing now.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to see Eagles, Colts, Commanders, Texans. Who cares?
Nobody.
Bengals, Steelers. Maybe that's another one of those ones where the Bengals, but they're coming off of a bye week, I think. Right?
Yeah.
So, they'll be fresh. They'll be fine.
They'll be fresh.
All right. You want to get punished?
I mean, yeah.
All right. This is going to be bad.
Okay.
I'll give him a briefing, I guess.
I'm assuming I'm eating.
Yeah. I'm not trying to not take responsibility for this. Peter did choose this.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It was driven by the hate from today.
Hey,
really,
I saw it coming from a mile away.
just so you know, this is on the same level as the durian and the balloon. This is bad. And this is what I reminded Peter earlier. You picked this out of your hate-filled heart from the back and forth earlier, but then we'll get to the punishment, and you'll start feeling bad, and you back down a little from, what you had planned on doing.
I know, especially after what you had to.
A very easy punishment.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I've been a huge proponent of, hey guys, let's try to get more creative.
Oh well, we're creative tonight.
Not just. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So I went to one of my favorite spots when it comes to finding things that might be bad for Braxton, and that was the Asian supermarket.
Can we just say how racist this is?
What do you mean?
You go to this place to find shit for punishments.
No, it's not racist.
The same place I go to find my best meals.
They are
Yeah, these are
delicacies.
delicacies in other countries, and you're calling them disgusting.
Well,
Yeah, how dare you?
After you see,
I don't
what
know
this
if we
is,
should even do this, dude. It's pretty fucking racist.
I came to Miguel with two options, and I said, should I get this? And he said, absolutely. I don't know how else to tee this up. I'm already starting to feel bad. You are going to be drinking pork blood, which is actually used in stews.
It's used for food. It's kind of ballsy that you're pouring that on this table.
You think so?
Yeah, just be careful. Also, if you keep looking at Braxton, you're gonna back down. So don't weaken your heart. Stay strong.
I mean, I don't think there's anything that needs to be said. That again, I don't know what it is about when it's you two together. And I know, and the other thing I want to fucking say is Miguel has done a great job being like, I haven't decided anything this season. He always lets Pete do it so he can fucking back off and be like, don't get mad at me, dude.
It's true. I didn't fucking have any.
Exactly.
Also,
but take responsibility.
That's my point,
Be a fucking
Peter.
man.
He starts whining and crying and
I'm
bitching, and you poured less than what you normally would have.
You think I'm going to be able to get down any more than a sip?
Well, it's a you problem. It's called a punishment for a fucking
It
reason.
doesn't matter how much he puts in the fucking class. He can put as much as he wants.
This is where you
This
start.
is ridiculous.
This is where you start backing. It's pork blood. Just fucking sack up. It's used for food.
They wouldn't sell it if it wasn't used for food.
I've eaten pork blood.
Then drink it.
Like, you challenge me to do these things.
Then
like,
do it.
oh, you eat durian.
Then do it.
And I ate it. Why would I do it? It's not my fucking punishment. Stop
it?
crying and
All right,
take it.
hold on.
Just make sure you keep this in the fridge, Pete.
All right.
You better finish that whole thing.
I'm not going to. I'm telling you that right now.
What does it smell like? Does it straight up smell like
You're
blood?
just going to let it touch your lips and not even do anything. It doesn't even have a smell. He's not drinking it.
It did sound like... Oh, wow.
Jerking, dry heaving.
That's what you wanted, right?
There are like, what are that? What is that? Like,
There's chunks.
there's chunks.
There's like
Yeah.
liver and shit.
Okay. What do you want from me?
Another swig.
I want to know what it tasted like.
It tastes like fucking shit. Blood. I don't know. It tastes like gamey, coppery blood. It's very gross. And if I drink it again, I'm just going to throw up. Which I don't understand why you're holding the bowl.
I was gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Here you go. Thanks for that. That was wonderful. Appreciate you. Well, there.
Pork blood, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say good job. He barely drank any, but
I think he had a couple sips in. I could hear it in my earphones.
I definitely got two good glugs. 2 good glugs.
Blood glugs?
Yeah, and it was very thick. And I can still taste it on my tongue. It feels like my mouth is bleeding.
honestly, there's
Tastes like my mouth is
zero
bleeding.
part of me that feels bad because out of Syracuse and Pittsburgh, you picked Oregon. And I feel like you deserve this shit. So
That was last week, okay?
Remember, folks, we have our live show coming up on November 29th, 6 to 7, presented by our good friends Fireball.
are we
That's
gonna
right.
do we have a normal episode before that,
Yes,
right?
yes,
we
yes,
do.
yes.
One
but
more.
we're just gonna plug the hell out of it. Yeah,
we have
we're gonna have
one
our
more.
Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, I won't be here.
Yeah, we're going to have our episode next Tuesday. And then, yeah, we can talk after about more details. But yeah, next Tuesday, then we have our live show on the 29th Tuesday. We will still be putting that out, right, in podcast and YouTube version.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're not able to make it, you can watch it. Jeez, I got blood burps. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's gonna be fucking lit. Maybe we do a live punishment.
Bet.
Live punishment.
On God.
We're gonna fucking carry Pete and pour pork blood all over his head when
Not
he's not
gonna
You're
looking?
gonna
lie.
carry me? Nice.
For real.
For real. Not gonna lie.
I
it's
might
gonna
bring
be lit.
this though to see like if this is worth a fan punishment.
Yeah, like I said, keep that cold. We're gonna use it again.
On God.
Keep it on.
On God, for real. Clear your eyes.
Full arts.
Can't lose.